Brought to you by the Isle of Misfit Rolls of our game called Gangs of Gotham, based off of the Blades in the Dark role playing game, where a band of criminals are trying to build an empire for themselves within the city of Gotham, within the DC universe. I would like to introduce to you all the players, starting with.
Me, I'm John Hansen. I'm playing Nate Trannis, who is a spider. I'm a smart boy. I'm a talkative boy, but I'm not a very strong boy.
Hi, what's up? I'm Erica. I think I just pulled a really good magic card, and I'm playing Renee Watts, who is our local glitch. And the glitch, people who have played Blades in the Dark, but we're playing a hack of it. The glitch is a hack of the Whisper. So I'm basically playing our magic class, but I get to do stuff with machines and drones and stuff instead.
I am Jenny. I'm playing Maggie Kyle, our resident lurk, and I like to be very sneaky and steal things, as per my MO.
I'm Adam. I
Fantastic. We've
play.
never done that.
Yeah, right. I play
Never.
Cameron Kyle, who's a hound. Very good at tracking and shooting people. Also, he's Catman, but no one talks about that.
Who?
Like Bruno, we don't talk about Catman.
Mike, that would be you next.
But we do talk about Corbin West, aka me, aka Mike, aka
Eventually.
Zeus. Bringing the thunder and the lightning. No thunder, just lightning.
Of course, I am your host, the game master or commissioner in this case, Gray, and welcome to the game. Gonna go right into playback of what happened last session. Last session, the group continued their investigation into the potential bliss trade in the area, as rumors abound of growing escalation by the Bat Boys, aka the Sons of Batman gang, as they seem to becoming more and more brave and bold with what they've been their operations as of late, committing brutal acts of vigilante justice throughout Gotham, especially in the area known as the Cauldron. Uh, the group was the a gentleman believing to be a member of the Joker's gang entered the pizzeria, terrifying the staff, until members of the group came to speak with them. Our local resident Catman decided to prowl after him, after the individual said that they wanted to report a crime they had witnessed, which was most unusual, because why would he not have simply called the police? After some investigating, they determined that this individual had witnessed the kidnapping of one of their pizzeria workers, a man by the name of Jimmy Hart, the heart of
The
the
heart of a group?
operation, the heart of the operation. And they had been kidnapped by the Bat Boys a short distance away from his apartment. And with further investigating and sleuthing on their behalf, they managed to uncover his presumed whereabouts, and decided to do a heist in order to extricate him from the clutches of the Bat Boys. During said heist, they may or may not have encountered Batman. We do not know. At least most of us don't know. They managed to rescue Jimmy, and our group of criminals are currently find themselves at their hideout, discussing what has recently transpired and plans for the future to strike back against the Bat Boys. So the five of you find yourselves in your hideout above the Pandora's pizza box pizzeria, or whatever you want
Leaning
to call it.
Tower.
Leaning
Oh.
Tower? Sure.
Oh,
I'll just
No,
call it a
Eiffel Tower.
pizzeria.
Eiffel Tower
Yeah,
pizza.
we are
I
Eiffel
vote.
Tower. Leaning Tower is our rivals.
Garbage.
And then there's also, what was that other? Oh, Jimmy John's Pizza. There's also that.
The Jimmy John's
How-
pizza.
These are all
How-
inside jokes from previous games. We do apologize.
R.I.P.
No, we
No, no apologies.
No apologies,
funny.
none whatsoever.
No
So,
apologies, but we do
How
have
long has it been
internal
since
power.
the warehouse mission?
I'm gonna say about a week. Give or
Okay,
take.
I am telling the story of how I scared away all of the Bat Boys for the 30th time.
Fair enough.
So yeah, this is what happened. I was getting in front of Jimmy Hart and I saw the big guy coming towards me. There was smoke everywhere. I don't even know where it came from. But man, he looked at me and he was so scared. He started
that's so
backing
scary.
away. Oh man, they just you should have seen their faces.
Wish I did. Click, 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 clack, clack, click, click, clack, 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 click, click. Again, the like appeasing sentences while like doing things on the monitors.
Cameron, I take it you're just politely nodding and trying to ignore the situation.
Oh, if it's been a week, he's ignored it 6 days ago.
Regardless as to how much you want to ignore what just recently happened, it did happen. The Bat Boys did strike out against your own people, and clearly you need to retaliate in kind. Hmm. So, as I said, you were all sitting there trying to come up with an idea, a plan of action as to how to strike back against them.
Okay. So we definitely we've hit one warehouse. Do we know where others are? Because we have a lot of Bat Boys information. Like, what info do we have on them?
Yeah, we
You
have
got
a
a
full
significant.
dossier.
You have a full dossier put together by the Gotham City Police Department that was provided to you by
Bullock.
by your contact, Harvey Bullock.
But they don't do
Or
very
both.
good police work, so
There's a lot more information about the Bat Boys than you had previously, to say the very least. Known
I
accomplices and contacts, known places where they're known to congregate, and a few other interesting details that you previously did not know.
So I will point out to Nate. I'm assuming in part of that dossier would be known enemies of the Bat Boys.
Yes.
And I'm looking through that list to be like, all right, Nate, we're not a lot of people here, not super strong, but if we team up, we can take these fuckers out for good.
I'm in contact with one of their contacts. Hold on. What were we doing with that again? There was a thing there was a contact with the Bat Boys I was trying to get a hold of last time um to it was their supplier. I'm trying to get them on our side instead.
Oh, that's a
of
long-term project.
that is a long-term thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've got that
Yeah.
for the
So,
future.
so to elaborate on that, just to remind everybody, so Nate was trying to investigate because recently the Bat Boys have received a great deal of support from a external force in the form of weapons as well as intel, which is allowing them to strike at the bliss trade with alarming frequency. Bliss being the most recent drug to be circulated throughout Gotham. And as I said, Nate is currently trying to track down who those and who those contacts and suppliers are, and and perhaps sway them to instead provide us that information and equipment and supplies to your own organization instead. As for where Corbin was last time, there was a trade show convention for restaurants in one of the nearby cities that he had to attend. And he's only recently come back with a rather substantially expensive new pizza oven.
it's imported from Italy.
It's
Worth
pizza.
every penny of it.
We now can do pizzas.
We can do calzones. We can do pizza rolls. We can do stuffed crust now.
Couldn't do that with the old oven.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hold on. I will. I
No,
look.
it was a
we're
glorified
hee-heeing,
toaster oven, okay?
Yeah.
We're hee-heeing and we're ha-haing. I'm going to send you what a pizza is because we have them here and they're delicious. They're so good.
Color me intrigued.
Pizza sounds
All right.
inappropriate.
All right. So
So,
I'm sorry.
like I said, you have you're looking at the dossier. You're still trying to work on that long-term project to sway whoever's providing the Bat Boys with aid to your side. Who's looking at the dossier right now?
I am.
You are?
Smart man.
All right, Mr. Nate. You can make a study roll for me if you wish.
Okay.
Sorry, I can just adjust my camera. There we go. What did you get?
I got a 1. Starting off good.
Ooh, doing great.
It is the loneliest number.
You're looking there,
Bet you
you're
ever knew.
struggling to get through the information. You think you have a good lead. It looks promising. Do you want to pursue it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. What is everyone else doing? We'll get back to that.
God, that'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
I got it. Guys, I
Uh,
know what to do. Trust me.
oh, this guy, he's got it for sure. I want to, because this is what I've been thinking, and I mentioned off screen. I want to try to talk to the Jokers because they helped us up getting Jimmy Hart back, and I also think that they'll help us fight the Bat Boys because we don't have the numbers to fight the Bat Boys, but we have the resources to help the Jokers get rid of the Bat Boys. So I would like
Are
to.
you telling the rest of the crew about that idea?
I would have ran it by them, yeah, at some point. See what they thought. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't know. I'm gonna probably do it anyways, but
Yeah, I would go for that just because
Catman.
they tipped us off for Jimmy's situation.
Yeah, we're still like relatively new-ish in the Gotham scene too. I figure having an allied group at some point, even though like being fully aware that allying yourself with a group called the Jokers in Gotham is a choice. It's still like unfortunately it is like the best choice to make, and it's better to have an ally than to not, even if it's a tentative kind of a thing. So
could be
anyway,
worse.
long
Could be the
story
Bat Boys.
short,
Weren't-
at least the Bad Boys
Could
have
be.
bat in their name, you know.
Weren't the Jokers the ones that we framed?
Other way around.
they don't know that.
They framed themselves.
Yeah, that was them.
okay?
Okay.
Exactly, they
No,
don't
I mean,
know
I'm-
we framed them.
Okay.
That's how you frame things.
Right,
You
that
don't
was the
know.
bit. Was it the Bad Boys we framed or the Jokers? And we framed
No,
the
it
Bad
was-
I
Boys.
thought it
I
was
wrote
the
the-
Jokers.
It was the
I wrote the
Jokers.
Joker's name. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and put like a Joker
don't-
smile on the wall. They don't know this.
They don't
yeah,
know
maybe-
we
As
did
far as
that.
they know, we were
I was just
there.
clarifying.
Pretty
And
sure
if
it's the
Also-
Bat
anybody
Boys who
asks,
did that.
the Bad
The
Boys
fact-
must have framed them, you know?
The fact that they were actually at the facility or Ace Chemicals doing their own job at the same time, they don't know that you framed them. At least they're not indicating that they know that.
Because
you
it
framed
was
them.
beautifully
Exactly.
done.
Mhm.
All right.
I was just
So-
making sure for myself that I was not confusing them.
No, you got it absolutely right. So if that's the case, if you want to get in touch with the Jokers to see if they're willing to work with you in tandem against the Bat Boys, how exactly are you going to go about reaching out to them?
I mean, I can't remember the name of it. I think it was a coffee place. I'm sure it was something about
Yes.
Smiling
Yes.
Joker's Coffee or whatever.
And
But that's where I met
Wait,
the guy who told us
what?
about Jimmy Hart, and so we know a guy.
We do. It's like the laughing coffee or something like googly gooberty.
Funny lattes. I
Clown-
don't know.
It's called Clown of Cups.
There.
Yeah, the clown cups.
Funny latte was.
We were
there you
So
go.
we know a
Funny
guy.
latte.
We know where they
Clown
are.
of Cups.
Oh,
And it's
the
got-
Laugh-A Latte would have been. That's
Oh,
one of the
Laugh-A
drinks.
Latte. Hold on, can we retcon the Laugh-A
Nope.
Latte?
That's
I was-
their
I was just-
best-selling drink.
You're
Yeah,
right.
that'll
I'm
be-
sorry.
I was
the
trying to
la-
figure out how
Laugh a
Live,
Latte.
laugh, love,
Latte.
die.
Live, laugh,
Yeah.
live, laugh, latte, die. But die is written in like the black light ink. So like if you're trying to light it, you can say die on it. Anyway, sorry. I keep going
I
with
like that.
things that matter.
Live life.
They
Live,
have a
laugh,
lot of
latte, die.
clown memorabilia around the place. I'm not sure why they don't have many customers.
Yeah.
Like the logo for their coffee cups is kind of looks like the Starbucks lady, only it's like
With a Joker smile.
Like the
Yeah,
Joker
It's a
smile.
Joker.
kind of a Joker
It's
clown.
It's a
on it.
jester.
The
Yeah, the
jester.
tourists love it. You know?
Yeah, they say it's just for it's a
Laughs.
parody.
Yolks on you, and they have those little egg puff things for breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
look, a sous vide egg bite is delicious. I
so
don't know what
good.
you want from me.
Yeah.
Bacon and Gruyere.
Yeah. You're welcome. I can build world restaurants.
We can
for
make
you.
fake restaurants all day, Gray.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can do
We
it.
can't.
But no,
Well,
yeah,
let
th-
us.
we do
We're
know
gonna-
that
we're gonna put-
person. We know that place, so that's a lead.
Yeah, we're gonna put Jenny on
confirm
that
this, we have
job
their
between
menu.
between sessions, making
Yeah, I
fake
can- oh.
restaurants.
I made an entire like guild of artisanal places for one campaign once.
Cool.
They all had their own character, like names, races, background. Yeah.
But did each town have its own signature potato dish?
No, because it was a guild in a tree, like a magical tree that we all had different shops on different branches. It was a good time.
We're getting.
I did it in a night.
Let's get focused.
Sidetracked.
Yeah,
Focus.
sorry.
All right,
We're
so
on the side menu. Back to the main menu.
is Cameron going to Cup of Clowns?
I mean, not without Nate. Let me tell you, I'm okay at talking. I'm not as good as other people.
Well,
Nate's gone off on his own grand adventure.
I've got my own thing right now.
Well, someone's coming with me. Can anybody speak well?
I can sway.
You're coming along. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Bop. Thank you for the 4 people who understood that reference. If there was even 4 people here, shit. Keep going.
Okay, so
Was it
people
the
who are
sway me
going
now?
to. I'm just double checking something right now. Just bear with me. I'm just taking a look at Nate's character sheet for a moment.
Seeing how you're gonna punish him real
Okay.
quick for that one.
Seeing how I'm gonna go punishing, yeah.
No, it's a great lead.
Wait, this might be the one to look at. Yes, that will probably do very nicely. I'll deal with that later.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so for those of you who go to Cup of Clowns, it's like it's not that far away. It's at a local coffee shop in the Cauldron. It's got a few tables outside on the front out front of it. What time of day are you going exactly? You decided?
3:27 p.m.
AM or
Sounds
PM?
good.
PM.
Sounds good.
So it's mid afternoon. Kids have just gone out of school. The sun is out, which is most unusual in Gotham most of the time. And it looks like it's a quiet coffee shop. There's maybe 2 or 3 patrons inside. 2 of them look like they're nestled into really comfy chairs with their laptops. Either they're working remotely, or they're maybe they're inspired or to be writers. You don't know exactly for certain. And there's a third woman who is just sitting there. She's a bit older. Her hair is gray and wispy, and she's having a tea. And the only other people in there is a barista who is currently standing behind the bar, who looks very bored.
Yeah.
Is drumming her long nails on the counter.
So I would have let everybody know about the encounter. So Maggie is fully aware of like what happened, the guy, yada yada yada. So I don't have to explain to you right here. So I'll be like, all right, Miss.
Like she kind of looks up with this bored look in her eyes and rolls her eyes. Welcome to Cup of Clowns, where every cup is a laugh. What can I get you?
Can I see the manager?
Hold on.
Did you get a
She-
name for the guy?
Joker guy. I don't know his name.
Okay.
So she goes, "Hey, Matt, there's a guy up front that wants to talk to you." She shouts, and this short, overweight man who's like balding, who looks like he really needs to go to the gym more often than not, comes out from the back, huffing and puffing, and says, comes up and says, "Yeah, what seems to be the problem?"
I'll look at Maggie because again, I'm not good at talking to people. We're looking
Wait,
for the
is
Joker
this
guy.
the guy?
No, this is not the guy, but we are looking for them.
Okay.
You asked to speak to the manager.
My friend here, he was here the other day, and we got like one of those misconnections. You know, like he met somebody, they had a good talk, and he's trying to find him again, and we were hoping you might be able to help us.
He kind of like leans on the counter a little. Uh, he's catching his breath, and he says, "All right, well, you were." So he kind of like looks to the girl. One moment here. Give me 1 second. What do you want?
So
What?
back about this kind of
What
pizza.
if
It could be, but also very clowny, and they probably have cameras.
So the 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 man who is the manager named Matt, like kind of like looks at you and then says, "Jess, were you working that night? Do you recognize this guy?" Like pointing to Cameron, and she kind of looks at you, chewing some gum, blows a big bubble, and says, "Oh yeah, Big J asked me to bring him a coffee."
That I think that was the guy's name, right? It was Big J,
Sound right to me.
right?
Okay.
Do you know where
So,
we could find him?
uh, yeah, he's a regular. Probably come in here sooner or later. You want me to leave a message for you?
I I,
Says,
I don't know. Do you want to leave a message, or do you just want to wait?
I just wait.
What time does he normally come by?
Yeah.
it varies. He kind of says he likes his coffee. And like Jess kind of like looks Cameron up and down and says, like blows another big bubble gum bubble and says, "I don't think he's his type." It says with like gesturing to Cameron.
I
Well,
don't know.
that's not the vibes I get.
I think I'm everybody's type. We'll wait. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we can wait.
All right. Can we
We'll
get
we'll
you?
take two laffa lattes, please.
This is coming right up, says the manager. So you're just hanging out at the coffee shop?
Yep. I mean, I don't
think
know anything. I
so.
don't know. I have his phone number, so that's the best I can do.
All right. So you just you hang out at the coffee shop for a few hours. It starts the sun's set, it's starting to get dark, and you're wondering to yourselves if if he's even going to show up this evening. Wondering if this might be like just chasing, like trying to chase at straws, or like completely like you're thinking to yourselves, "This is no good. We should probably leave." When the bell chimes and a tall looming figure in a purple uh, long coat that is all fuzzy, like you'd expect for a pimp to be wearing, with the hat,
As one
the
does.
extravagant
Yes.
hat, and the whole 9 yards, with the pale skin and the eyeliner and the makeup that clearly indicates that he might be affiliated with the Jokers. Walks into the coffee shop and like sees that you're all there, gives a smile and a nod, one of those creepy ass smiles, kind of like gives you goosebumps as he walks over and orders himself a coffee.
Yeah, Cameron, is that him?
I mean, it looks like the guy. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Man
Uh,
is nearly 7 feet tall, and
I
Jeez.
remember him being ginormous, right?
he
Yeah.
is. Like he said, he was looming over all your employees in a very as he was talking to them, right? And he had to hunch over a little to
Look,
bang his
Oh,
head.
wait, we
you
we
can
had
loom at 6'5". I have a friend who's 6'5". You loom pretty unfortunately. What do you mean 7 feet?
Nearly 7 feet tall. He might have been a
so
basketball player in a former life.
I didn't go downstairs to the restaurant for the interaction, but we had cameras on. Is this the same guy?
Yeah, like it's hard not to
It's hard
make
to miss
out.
a 7 foot tall Joker
Yeah, dressed like
guy, like
like a pimp in
a
purple
clown pimp, Climp.
in
Pretty
purple
common in
and
Gotham,
green.
right?
Limp.
So yeah, he gets
Um,
himself a coffee and like goes over to your tables, smiles that creepy ass smile, and says, "Oh, hello, fancy seeing you here again." Smiling at camera and in specific.
yeah, we were actually looking for you. We really wanted to thank you for all your help.
He says, "Oh, don't mention it. I was just a concerned citizen wanting to report a crime."
And we greatly appreciate it. Um, we were wait, what are we're trying to convince
Why are we
them.
here again?
We want help in
Yeah,
the gang
okay.
war.
Okay. Um, we actually were looking for you to, like I said, to thank you. But also we're wondering if you might be able to help us with a little something.
And what, pray tell, would that be? As he kind of starts slowly sitting down
Um,
uncomfortably close to Cameron.
I think maybe this is something best discussed in a more private setting.
What? He says, "Well, by all means." He kind of like does a hand gesture, indicating that let's go, and he's more than happy to follow.
Right. Doing this?
Yeah, let's go. I
Where
mean,
are we?
yeah. Does he?
Good luck.
I mean, do they own this place? Is he taking us to the back, or is it just like walk outside and talk to me? What's going on here?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
he'll get up and he'll like walk towards the front, past the front counter, and says, "Jess, I gotta use the back room." She goes, "Okay." She's completely uninterested in this, like it's completely normal to her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
Mm.
we go to the back room
All right,
with
so the back room is
Big
just
J.
it looks like a standard office for a manager in a coffee shop. It looks like this might actually be Matt's office when he's on shift. But but Big J gets sits behind a desk. The chair leans back in the chair. It creaks unsettling under his sheer girth, and he kind of says, "So, what did you want to talk to me about?"
So I think you and I have a shared problem, and
Really?
I think we could help each other out with that problem.
And what problem would that be? Camera's going
Hmm.
wonky. Hmm.
In the
Uh,
ER.
there's a group of guys running around with the bat motifs all over them. Like to call
Yeah.
themselves the Bat Boys.
Don't let them hear you saying that. They get really pissed off when people
And they
call
get real butthurt.
Yeah, I tell you that. Says,
Um,
Yeah, they've been a very annoying, annoying people to deal with for a while now.
yeah. Less bats, more like mosquitoes buzzing around, just getting in the way. I think we
Eh,
should squash them like the bugs they are.
I feel what you're saying, but what are you bringing this to my attention for?
thought we could help each other out. You know, you helped us. We could help you take them out. It little quid pro quo works for both of us.
That would be nice. I don't disagree, but I don't get to make the call on these sorts of situations. We'd have to talk to the big man in charge.
Bigger than
Would you
you?
be willing to?
Don't be the Joker. Don't be the Joker. Don't be the
Don't be
Joker.
the
Don't be
Joker.
capital T, capital J Joker.
So he laughs at that joke bigger than him. It's like you might say that. It's like would you like me to arrange a meeting?
My companion and I think that we would really like that.
Good. He says, so he looks around the desk, sees that there's a bunch of sticky notes, grabs the pad, and like fumbles through, like looks through the desk, finds a pen, scribbles something on the sticky note, peels it off, hands it to Cameron, and says, "You go to this address at this time. Tell the guys up front that you have that you're here for an appointment, and Big J sent you."
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it.
Go talk to Bigger J. Okay, great.
Okay.
It's a
and
pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. I look
You want another
forward-
coffee? On me. I got you.
He'd laugh at that. Maybe he'll stop by for a slice.
It's not
You know
very
what?
good, but it's big.
It is. Very big pizza, but we're working on the first part.
Yeah, he laughs.
If Corbin has anything to
Look,
say, we'll have good pizza by
Somewhere
the end of the month.
Corbin heard it's not very good, and he shudders.
Yeah, it's a million miles
It's
away. Okay, hi, we're gonna take you on a journey. However many blocks away, in an
So-
alleyway that gets 2 hours of sun a day, light out on an outdoor like bed kind of a thing, is Renee trying to soak up as much sun as she can, while Corbin paces back and forth explaining what happened at this pizza convention he went to. And she's smiling and nodding. Not even smiling, she's just nodding along while he blocks her sun. And then suddenly Corbin stops, gets a shiver, and he sneezes and says something
that?
like, "No, please, I just want the heat, please. You don't get heat here ever. Let me have it."
Speaking of
So-
heat,
5
they've
seconds.
changed the dome degree by about 3
Uh-huh.
degrees. So now it
Uh-huh.
curls. And the
So-
right side and the left side get even heat. It's only off by 10 degrees. Renee, 10 degrees.
10
Ours
is
is at
so many
least 150.
Uh-huh. 10's real
How am I
big.
supposed to make
Well,
good
someone.
pizza?
So
I'm
this
getting leopard spots on the right side, getting none on the left side. How can you have uneven leopard spots?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
All right.
you know how you get uneven leopard spots? If you keep standing where you are, please move 2 inches to the left. Thank you.
I moved 2 inches to the right.
Now they're even.
She
Anyway.
didn't say
And
whose
cut
left
back
it
to the other.
was.
Okay. So
When does it say the meeting is for?
it's tomorrow at 1:00 in the afternoon.
And about how far away is this place?
26 hours away.
No,
Oh my
it's
God,
like
no.
it's an hour's
Metropolis.
drive into downtown.
Oh,
And how is public transit?
we got a van.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's Gotham. It's terrible. All right.
Why do you think Batman flies around or glides around everywhere? Traffic's horrible.
Yeah. So, with that being said, you get back. I guess you get back and tell Corbin and Renee as to what's going on.
Yeah.
You got a meeting with at this place.
Hey, Renee, can you find out anything about this place?
You can give it a shot, yeah.
It's
You finally
have
get her to stop
information.
sunbathing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. You come up to her in the alleyway getting the last, like,
We have a
seconds of
roof.
sun she
Why
can.
aren't you on the roof?
You don't understand? The way the bricks in Gotham reflect sunlight is nothing anywhere else gets. Glass buildings in Metropolis? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know what
So-
the bricks here are made out of.
Renee.
Asbestos.
You checked, and that's actually the address in question is the studios of GCN, which is the Gotham City network. They're the main television station in Gotham City.
Can I send some of our what are they called? Mooks?
What are they, lurks? We have elite rooks.
They're red. They're
Yeah.
rooks. We got like
That's
we're,
what
So can I
we're
send them
special.
to? Can I command them to go do some scouting of the area for us?
You can ask them to. Yes, absolutely.
No, I don't ask. I tell.
You tell them. All right. So you want them to case the joint, is what you're.
They've
Just
seen
get
what he
some-
does to pizzas.
All right.
Punch in tomatoes. They're afraid.
Crush them with my
Okay.
bare hands.
And anything else with that, or is that everything for now?
That's
Yeah,
all I'm
just-
going to ask to do. If anyone else has anything,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That
an
way we're not going
hour
in blind.
out, but we've already got people. Is it a thing in Blades in the Dark if one of us like leads our rooks?
Yeah, that's fine. It's very short notice for the rooks to case the joint and get you any sort of intel whatsoever, because they can try casing it overnight, but it's not like they're going to be able to tell you, okay, this is the pattern of everything is going on there.
No, but they can at least
Yeah.
scout the area to make sure,
Yeah,
it's something.
I'm not even
If
asking.
something goes bad, we've got a back way exit or something. Or
Fair
they do.
enough. I'm not even going to ask for a die roll at this moment. They're just
Okay.
going to flat out tell you, yeah, it's GCN Studios. There's
Okay.
lots of ways in, lots of ways out. You got to walk past like a security gate.
But it doesn't
That's
seem like
about it.
there's, snipers across the building, or like this place is
No.
being watched by somebody else, or
No, it's
Okay.
it's a television studio.
under whose
it.
control, though. Dun, dun, dun.
Who do we know that's like?
Big J's Jonah Jameson. We know this.
Oh my god, that's
Sorry,
different
sorry. Who just say
universe.
J. Jordan Jameson? You want to run that by me again one more time? Who?
Oh, wrong
Who?
universe.
J. Jonah Jameson has access to what now? Who is that? Give me pictures of who? Give me pictures of Robin. Give me pictures of Robin, baby.
Yeah.
The bat doesn't fucking matter. We all know he exists. I think Robin's a hoax. He's fucking fake.
Oh my god.
We all heard that birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. The pigeons work for the bourgeoisie.
Do we know what's filmed here? Is it just like news or like different TV shows?
Oh, there
Telenovelas.
there's a whole bunch of news. The Gotham City news is done on here. There's a whole bunch of Gotham specific broadcasts happen there. TV shows of all sorts, game shows, you name it.
No, I know we'll figure out when we get there. But is there a name? Or is it just says you have an appointment at 1:00?
You have an appointment at 1:00, and you've been told to tell them that Big J sent.
Just Big J. Okay, cool. All right, just double checking.
Okay,
We'll
and
see
not
when
at
we
any
get there.
particular studio inside or
Basically, go to the gate.
At front desk.
okay.
Tell the security guard that.
All right, that's it for me then.
Hmm.
All right.
I've done my work. Good job, Adam.
We'll get. Still waiting on Nate, but I got so many good plans for that. All
I'm
right.
feeling good. I am walking down the street feeling bigger than I've ever been. I am.
Fair enough. We'll get to that in a
Nothing
bit.
can go wrong in my life.
So the rest of the group, you get together. I take it. Are you all heading to the studio, or are some of you waiting outside? Nate's off doing his own thing, right? So what is the rest of the group doing?
I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go on the inside.
Renee, are you actually going to come outside? Are you going to go
Oh,
with us to the
I
thing?
think I go to the nearest local coffee shop, and we have some stuff set up. And I'm like, I'm there. I'm nearby if need me to make a problem happen. But like, I'm not a go in kind of guy, you know.
Gotcha. Fair
That's
enough.
not my style.
Us three then, since Nate is so busy.
Nate is busy.
I know, I'm
Apparently
definitely
I've-
going.
Apparently, I've been gone for like 24 hours.
For a while.
There he goes.
We are not
Yeah.
concerned whatsoever.
All right.
Nah.
So
Yeah,
You
so
went
like,
to a
I'm in
pizza
coffee shop.
convention.
Nate
We're just
Nate
the
knows
same.
where I am and knows where they are. So if Nate ever wants to stop bebopping around Gotham for a hot second and come get some coffee at like a fine kind of coffee
Just
shop.
walking around like he's one of the Bee Gees.
all right. With that being said, you're you get there for your appointment. You get stopped at the gates by the security guard, who says, "I'm sorry, I can't let you in without a proper identification." Why are you here exactly? I'm getting really confused.
Big J sent us.
Oh, Big J. Oh yeah, he said you all would be coming around. It's like,
Yeah.
hold on.
He said that was all the identification we'd need.
Yeah, that he says, give me a second, and he speaks. Calls into his mic, and another security guard comes over in one of those fancy little golf carts,
Oh.
and like stops in front of the gate and says, "You're the ones that Big J sent."
Yeah.
Come on, it's like, get in.
All right.
Right, real quick, what time is it?
1 o'clock.
Oh, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, okay, in the afternoon. I was like, hold on, this is a weird scenario for the evening. Sorry, continue. I forgot.
So yeah, the the security guard's driving you along in his little golf cart, and you say, "No, Big J, such a funny character," and he's like just chatting. And have you seen the last game with the Gotham Knights? It's like, yeah, it's like I lost money on that, and he's just going, and he gets you over to Studio 7, and he says, all right. He looks at the light outside the studio. Just be really quiet going in, like just slip on in. Just wait until they're done the live broadcast. Then you'll talk to the big man. Okay.
All right.
I use all of my stealth abilities to slink in and not
So
be seen by
sneaky.
anyone.
All right. So you walk inside the studio. There's a live studio audience as a gentleman on a stage in front of several excited people says, "Welcome to another episode of Rent This House. I am your host, Bob Sajak, and let's look at who our latest contestants are."
Rent
Can I
this
survey the
house.
situation?
Holy shit.
I am for Rent House.
Yes, by all means, if you want to survey the situation, make your roll.
I clicked the button. I didn't roll though. What's the position? Controlled? Risky?
Yes,
Desperate?
controlled. It's controlled because there's nothing bad happening per se. Oh, waiting to see that die roll.
4.
Okay, so what you know is Rent the House is a popular game show in Gotham due to the obscenely out of control housing rental and housing prices within the city. And apparently, in this game show, they actually have people competing to get leases for various desirable properties throughout Gotham City.
Okay. So the main reason I'm surveying is like there's a thing that says like sense trouble before it happens. And that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Are we able to get pulled on this fucking game show?
Yeah. Well, no, you're currently like standing at the sidelines. There's a whole live studio audience in there. It's being filmed live. You got you got the host Bob Sajak, who is like talking to all these people on these contestants and going through basically the entire. You see the lights above the audience flashing laugh, and they all start laughing, sort of deal, when they need to, as he says another joke. And yeah, it's it's the Rent the House game show going on.
You know what? This is like divine retribution, you know? You go and you say, hey, voice to text. Send the group chat something so that you can continue to drive your car because you can't text and drive in this province. And then it goes, Yeah, I'm gonna get it wrong, and here we are with some game show making fun of your inability to use text-to-speech. Anyway,
It's just a thing in
it's
Gotham
fine.
City. I don't know what you're even talking about, Erica.
Yeah,
That's
I
right,
don't know what
that's
you're
right.
talking
Yeah.
about either.
It's not a joke
That's
about
okay.
you.
Completely
that's
original
completely
idea
cool.
that has never been thought of before.
Anyway, don't mind me. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a lot of
Everything's
wine.
fine. Everything's like totally fine.
That's why
I
she's
get that
pouring.
you're against this, but
This
personally,
is the
I
third
am
glass.
for
We're only
renting
not
house.
even an hour in.
You may be against this, but I am for renting house.
I am for renting. You know what? To be fair, I am also for renting house. Yeah.
So yeah, the game show goes on. It the as per normal, there's like a brief, like 15-minute interval between the and now for a word from our sponsors, says the host, and everything like stops, and he, of course, somebody comes in and starts checking his mic and everything, and a very nervous, mousy looking woman, like with a clipboard, comes up to you and says, excuse me," she says nervously.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you here for the appointment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're still filming, right?
Well, they're just kind of like
Commercial break.
it's during a commercial break, and so they're
Oh,
doing
okay.
the necessary adjustments. Okay. Um,
Then I won't
she
whisper.
she kind of like makes a gesture to the catering table. For
Ooh,
you to
snap.
get yourself something. But when it's over, we'll you just follow me. She says nervously as she like walks away, timid as a mouse. It
Is that pesto in those sandwiches?
might be.
Takes one and continues to follow.
All right. So
They couldn't afford craft services.
the
They
show
got,
the
like,
show
boarding
resumes after the
services, the
commercial
other
break.
cheese company.
The entire if they film an entire episode before it finally says, "All right, that's a wrap." But the alarm goes off for that and everything. People start relaxing. People like audience members are getting up and walking out, like walking around and leaving and what have you. The mousy woman comes up to you. Could you please follow me, if you would?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Ruster, she's gonna stab one of us.
So she nervously clutching a clipboard to her chest leads you down a hallway to the star of the shows, the hosts, Bob Sajak's dressing room, and like knocks timidly on the door. Mr. Sajak, your 1 o'clock is here. She says very nervously. So, and you hear the host, "Send them in."
Question.
And go ahead.
Oh wait, no. Finish this bit and then I'll ask my question
Sure,
on
certainly.
behalf of the other people who are there.
All right. So
You're on
she
earpiece. You hear everything.
she steps away from the door and looks at you all expectantly. She kind of like makes a gesture to the door.
Yeah, we go in.
All right. So
Right before we go in,
yeah.
take a bite of the sandwich. I'm like, do you know who would like this sandwich? Nate. Too bad he's not here. I wonder where he could be. And then we continue on.
All right. You go into the dressing
Hid in
room
a ditch.
of Bob Sajak, the host of Rent the House. He is currently sitting looking at the mirror into the mirror as he's got a basically his makeup artist is currently like touching him up or maybe dressing him down. You're not exactly certain. And he looks at
Is-
you in the mirror, says hello. It's like Big J said that he was sending some people over to have a talk with me. Please have a seat. And he kind of like makes a gesture with his hand behind him to like looks like there's a casting couch there.
Oh.
Oh, don't
Hang on the
worry.
I
arm.
don't.
Don't worry, it's not one of those, he says with a
Oh, okay.
A voice comes over like the comms in their ears. It's like, oh my god, wait, hold on. Is that the real Bob Sajak? If it is, please, can you get him to sign anything for me? My brother loves his shows. If I can give him an autograph for his birthday, he'll lose his mind. I don't care what he signs. Get his signature. Make sure it's legit. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, hey, yeah, no, so sorry. Your vanilla's a little bit like too sweet. Could I maybe try like a
So-
peppermint?
No,
Does he have like Joker style makeup, like Jaded?
no,
Okay,
he
alright,
was
just a normal
he's a game
dude.
show host, and he's
What
got his makeup artist currently like touching him up or like maybe taking it off. You're not exactly 100% certain.
what do
But
we know about public facing Bob Sajak?
he is a game show host, and this isn't the first game show that he has done. He has done multitude of game shows in the past. Several of them have been successful, while others have been abysmal failures. Um, he
Does it give off like used car salesman vibes?
very much so.
Does he have like is his hair from a can?
um,
Do you have that like fake spray hair?
you know
I
what?
was imagining
Because
like cheese
because
whiz
you're
hair.
asking and it sounds funny, you see
Mhm.
the makeup artist or whatever like carefully lift the wig off his head and put it onto a mannequin head.
You're Mr. Bob Sajak. We
Love it.
aren't saying you wear a wig. We also
Rob
aren't
Sajak.
saying Mr. Rob Sajak.
So that's
Legally distinct.
it's a parody.
We don't say you have no hair. uh,
Wait, is this a thing?
Yeah,
Right?
I do.
I
Oh,
Oh.
feel like saying someone has no hair and they wear wigs is like a thing, you know?
yeah.
Well,
All
no,
I-
I didn't know if you were parodying off like a real person who hosts
I
game
am
shows in Canada.
Pat
Parrying,
Sajak.
I'm
Well, I know
parrying
Pat
off
Sajak.
a mix between Bob Barker and Pat Sajak, aka
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Bob
okay.
I was
Sajak.
thinking
Okay.
Bob Saget.
Okay,
and
yeah, so okay, in my defense, I was like, Bob Saget is a person. It's Bob Saget.
No, it's
Yeah.
Who
Bob
is a person.
Sajak.
Completely different person,
Hi,
Erica. Completely
Bob
different person.
Saget. We're not talking about you. Okay?
That man is dead.
It's
Well, that
He's
man is
what?
very deceased.
Yeah, he died last year.
hold on, I have to go on a crisis. Goodbye.
Oh my God.
So while this is going on,
Oh, this is going
Corbin
on.
finishes up his pesto sandwich, takes the napkin after hearing what Renee said. He goes, can I get an autograph?" And like slides over his napkin.
Hey,
I thought you were
yeah.
gonna hand over the sandwich.
So he takes it.
Oh.
He pulls out He apparently has a marker or pen on hand. And
Always.
he says, who do I make this out to?
That
Do
is a
we
good question.
know
Who would we be
Renee's
making this
brother?
out to? I'm saying to nobody out loud.
Oh yeah, we don't know
Adam,
Renee's
what's my
brother.
brother's name? What Adam? What's my brother's name? I know my brother's name. She gives you her brother's name.
Yeah.
I repeat said
Which
brother's name.
Is
I
Is
do.
it
Willie?
Looking at
What?
Bob Saget.
Willie or
Yeah.
Wyatt?
His name is Will.
Wyatt.
Will Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt what?
Wyatt
Willie Wyatt
Watts.
Watts.
So
Is it
he
Wyatt?
writes it
Willie,
onto
he's
the
Wyatt.
nap.
Fuck.
He says, "You know what? I'll do you one better." And like he snaps his fingers and points to the like.
There's got to be a headshot coming.
Yeah, exactly. There's a head like the precedes the
A 5x8.
cosmetician or whatever like opens a drawer, pulls out a 5x8 black and white, and like he signs that to like what is it to Willie or whatever. And
Thank you.
His name is Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Yeah, it's Wyatt.
Bob
You know what?
Saget's been
Because
dead
it's
for
Bob
3
Saget,
years.
He
he
writes
put
down Willie.
He puts down
Yeah.
Willie and then hands it to you.
Thanance. I tucked it in.
Bob Saget's been dead for 3 years and I didn't know. Anyway,
I'm like,
sorry.
as a thank
That's
you,
very
have you ever
sad.
thought about giving the show the tagline, "Let's turn this renting house into a renting home"? You can keep that one.
Uh,
And I sit back down on my little arm
Just
of the chair.
actually, right now, GCN is talking about whether we're gonna renew for another season. He says, as the cosmetician is kind of blocking your view of him as he's talking, but
They'd be crazy
Yeah.
not to.
maybe crazy not to. Exactly. This is such a popular show, but who knows? Maybe there'll be another. Maybe they want to line up a different type of show. It's like could be entertaining, especially with some of the ideas that have been being thrown out there right now. But enough about what's going on in my life. I hear that there's something going on in yours you want me to listen to.
I would say there's something going on in our lives. And that something is the Bat Boys.
Mhm.
A menace to, well, not just the cauldron,
Mhm.
but the entire society here in
I'm
Gotham.
listening. I'm listening. Keep
A
talking.
menace I think should be taken out. And I think we could help each other.
Says, yeah, yeah. So the Bat Boys have been a bit of a problem to my people, and I can sympathize if with anyone who isn't doesn't like them. It's like, so what exactly do you want my boys to do? As the cosmetician is like going through the drawers, getting more stuff to.
Have we
work with.
outside of this conversation, have we discussed exactly what
Flashback.
we want?
Flashback.
Flashback.
To
Flashback.
2 days ago. Nate, you're here now. You're here
Yes,
in the
Nate
thing.
is here.
We found you in a
Nice.
flashback.
I'm so glad that we're all going to be together on all of our missions.
Never gonna be a problem.
Every time, all four of you. Anyway.
Yeah, so the plan, all right. I think we know what we're good at, right?
Mhm.
We can do heists,
Yeah.
we can steal stuff, we can cause chaos that way.
We can get
So,
info.
yeah, we can get info. So we should have the Jokers hit them in a physical manner. And then we take out, I don't know, the money operation, the connection, something that keeps the bad boys going on a metaphysical level. And they take them out with their physical bodies at one night. Bad boys are gone.
Essentially, the idea is the Jokers, we can use them to land the first hit, knock them down. And while they're down, we can get some info on them, get some heat on them, and we bury them, make them gone for good.
And you're presenting this to Bob Sajak at this point.
Well, I'm
Well,
doing the
this is the
flashback to make
flashback.
sure that that's what we're doing. But I think that would be the idea is that.
That's the conversation you had during the flashback.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
Awesome.
So-
And I take it now you're trying to sell that to
Yeah.
Bob Sajak. Right?
Fast forward, Nate is still gone.
Nate is still gone. I'm waiting. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got your croissant
Can-
here.
Does
I've got you
somebody
a
have
latte
a
with no flavor shots.
what social role do you think would be appropriate to try to persuade?
Sway.
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds good.
trying to persuade him to,
All right.
do
I
me
will.
a favor.
I will help and take a
Stress.
stress.
Two
Is this
st- yeah,
risky, controlled,
Is it
desperate, or fortunate?
One or two stress
Uh,
I take for it.
you take 2 stress for it, and it is risky because you are apparently talking to the leader of another criminal enterprise, right?
Yeah.
And a very unstable one at that.
So I'm just gonna leave the effect at standard,
Yeah, no problem.
and I'm getting 1 bonus die.
Yes. So whatever you're
We
sweating.
get anything for the flashback?
Let's see what she's got.
Oof. Not great.
Those aren't
So-
good facial expressions.
What you're telling me
3, 3, 1.
is, so what you're telling me is you want me to risk my people to cause a little bit of trouble, cause some trouble for the Bat Boys, so that you can swoop in and like get all the good stuff. Doesn't sound like a very good deal to me.
No. You're looking at it all wrong. We're not getting all the good stuff for us. We're getting the good stuff for both of us.
So
See, look at me. I'm not very strong,
Hold on.
but I
Let's
can get in and out of places without being seen.
He leans over. Let's talk face to face. And like the
God, is he also
cosmetician-
7 foot tall?
Cosmetician like is helping him with something, and he turns around in his chair. And he's wearing like a burlap mask with straw hair, and he's got a hat on top of it. Because the Jokers don't just dress as a Joker, but various other criminals in Gotham, and he's wearing a scarecrow mask.
Love it.
And he's like looking at you all. You can just see his eyes. Apparently, the cosmetician had applied eyeliner beneath on his eyes because it's all dark around the slits in it. So, what are you going to do to sweeten the pot?
You get the bliss trade.
Now you're talking my language.
We have no interest in dealing blitz.
They've got it
We just
stockpiled.
want-
We know that.
We just want the area.
So,
What you do, you could do all the bliss trade you want on our turf, but You keep it clean, no issues, no problems.
No kids.
So what you're telling me, so long as we don't let no kids,
You
And-
can not our existing turf, but you can get the share of the Bat Boys turf or Bat
no,
Boys
you
Bliss trade.
said you're a turf. We're talking the whole cauldron here. You're not gonna mess around with our bliss operations in the cauldron if we do this. As so long as we don't get kids involved and we don't bring the heat down.
Sounds good to me.
We'd like a siphon. Not much, 10%.
So feeling generous, we'll give you 5.
Erica, we can't hear you.
Don't forget to remind him we might be messing around in the bliss trade every now and then. Those of you don't do that. We'll be busting around in the bliss trade, but we'll come to them whenever we have stuff we're gonna be fiddling in, and if it's theirs, we'll back off.
Give you 5 because I'm feeling generous, and I really hate the bad boys.
We will be
8.
dead. Trying to think of the word this. Sorry.
Kind of like throwing his
Look,
chin.
that's a lot of territory for us to ignore.
Mm-hmm. Because this is, remember, at the end of the day, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of risk on our part.
Wait, oh my god, no, tell them they get exclusive access to our territory. If they're gonna trade in bliss and trade in our territory, we'll make sure that, like, hold on, wait, hold on, wait. If they're gonna trade in bliss and only our territory, they've got, like, first dibs, you know? If anybody else comes in with anything on their side, we snuff it out. But if it's them, it gets a little bit of a pass by, and then we can make sure it's
Yeah.
clean and not gonna
Mhm.
kill anyone.
Yeah, I
and bring
think
the
that's
Work
bat
what
together in our
all
Corbin said.
territory, and we get
Yeah,
5% of the Bliss trade.
Yeah.
Ooh, a
So
5
you
isn't
get
bad.
5% of the bliss trade. You make sure that
8.
nobody else brings their stuff in.
8.
He says 5% of the. He says 5% of the.
5% of the
Being
Bliss trade.
fair.
He says, "I'm
We're
not
taking
gonna-"
out your competition.
5% of the Bliss trade.
He just looks to. He's starting to ignore Maggie and starting to like pay his attention to Corbin at this point. It's like 5.
You get to operate in our territory,
You're the
and we get
pizza man.
5% of the Bliss trade. I put my hand out.
All right, you got yourself a deal. And
All right,
like
you operate in our territory, and we get 5% of your total Bliss trade. This sounds great.
And we work together on the Bat Boys.
He shakes your hand. We only do business in the cauldron, anyways.
But hey, we don't like to be stuck in the cauldron, and eventually, we're all smart people. Expansion is inevitable with 2 smart people like us.
So long as the money's good, I can see us working together in the future more often. He says.
Sounds good.
So
So you expand into other markets, we also get a little piece of that, and we will do what we can to help when we can.
you just give us a time that you want us to start, and if you have intel as to where we're supposed to cause that trouble, I'll make sure my boys are there to make a ruckus.
We'll have to have one of our people will reach out to you. Where the fuck is he, by the way? We'll get back to you.
Alright.
Do we do another flashback to where we've already discussed this and where
So
the
let's
next
deal with
place
Nate now.
No, this will be the
Flashback.
next.
Don't
heist.
go for less than 8.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I thought they dealt with more than the
It
cauldron,
was
so
a
I was
good
like
split.
having the deal in the cauldron, but I want 5% of their whole Bliss trade because I assume they're doing more than in.
Unfortunately, the
Gotham area.
roll was a 3-3-1, so he's not going to
Yeah.
budge on the 5.
No, that's fair, but I'm still gonna try.
Yeah, of course.
Talking isn't my
Yeah,
strong
again, at the end of the day, always ask. The worst answer is no,
No.
and you go, okay.
Okay.
And they feel
Or
like they
the
won.
worst answer is a gunshot.
So
yeah,
Nate,
I got
or
got
the
it
worst-
It's fine.
Speaking
We
of
all know what the
gunshot,
worst possible
Nate.
thing is. What's happening to Nate?
Yeah.
He's shot in a ditch.
You were trying to find out who was providing the what you call it, the Bat Boys with their intel
Mhm.
into like the comings and like what's going on in the Bliss trade and everything else. And you're inquiring through some of your normal contacts and some of your more sketchy contacts. And they directed you to some other people, and you were slowly trying to work your way up the chain until that chain broke. And now you're groggily waking up, not sure as to what hit you. All you remember is like something hit you from behind. You saw stars, you blacked out, and now you're slowly groggily waking up. And you can hear
Batman.
like you can hear the faint sound of opera music playing in the background as you're
That
awakening
sounds
on top of a metal operating table, currently being strapped down.
It's the Batman.
And there's a man who's got his back to you, and he's humming along to the song, and he's got a scalpel in his hand with a surgical glove, and he comes over and he turns around to see you. He's wearing like a bloody apron and a pig mask.
Hmm.
He says,
Miss-
"Oh, good, you're awake." He says, "I certainly hope that they hadn't done any permanent damage."
Oh, Mr. Pig, I was
Oh
wondering
no,
when we would.
it's Professor Pig, he says.
Please pardon me. I was wondering when we would get a chance to meet.
Mhm. Yeah. He says, "Oh, really? My reputation must precede me, as does yours, Mr. Tranus, as does yours." He says,
Yeah.
"Now then," he pulls a small tray filled with some truly horrifying medical instruments on it. And he puts down the scalpel and he says, "Which one to you?" And he starts like slowly sifting through them all. It's like, "I'm sorry. I have so it's so infrequently that I get to have guests over." He says, "I'm really excited at this point."
Well,
And
Professor, I don't see why you need to have me strapped down for this. I was just looking for a chat.
he pulls up this like kind of looks like a bottle opener, but worse in so many unimaginable ways. And he says, "Oh, that's because my guests typically don't like to stay very long." He says, puts that one back down. N- Now then, he says, "Before we begin, is there anything you want to say to me?
Oh,
Would you like a gag? Some of my guests like gags."
I'm not into
Ah,
that freaky stuff.
hey,
Mhm.
did Nate put a comment before he left that hasn't been noticed by any chance? Do I hear any of this?
He says, he goes, that's a good question. Did you have an earbud in? Or
We
you want
always
to?
have it because it's a
I feel
free
like we
item.
always have one in.
All right, you know
Especially
what?
if I'm going off with the idea of like I'm going to investigate something, I wouldn't just go out
So yeah,
empty-handed.
you can
Or at
make your
least some sort of tracker or a panic button.
so Renee, you can make your interface roll for me.
Interface. Blah, 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 blah.
Professor, before you begin, what do you say we play a game? And
Would
are
you like
you
to play a game,
are
Professor?
you are you a betting man?
Uh,
Oh my god.
been to bet on the occasion, he says, but I don't know what you could possibly put up for the wager for this
I
one.
might have a little information that could help you get some more patience if you were to be civil with me.
Really? He puts down the latest instrument. Would you perhaps be able to bring me a certain kitty cat that I've had my eyes on for some time?
Hmm. What kind of cat are
Okay,
we talking about? Are we talking about one that likes to wear
let's.
leather and steal some things?
Can we
Did you
put a
make your
pause before we admit what cat we're talking about? Uh, is this a risky roll?
Yes.
Oh boy. Risky, standard, limited, great, extreme, 0. Standard?
Standard, risky.
Bonus die? Hold on.
We're not
Setting
able
up.
to help with this one, I assume.
No.
Pause. I can't be hacked.
cannot.
I can't think of no. You know what? I can't think of a reason to have a bonus die.
This is all to determine whether it's you still have access to what is going. Nice.
I've got a 6, baby.
So yeah, you're paying attention to the other operations going on and everything else, when all of a sudden you start hearing a conversation on Nate's feed.
Yeah, and it's in my ear, and I'm like, what in God's pig? And I figure at this point, I send a message to the other 3, basically of a code red. And I don't know if I have to do another roll for this, but to find out if I can figure out based on where Nate's comm is, like where he is, to send the other 3, being like, look, code wee woo, bad.
It's
Like
Stranger
everything else.
danger.
Stranger, yeah, code stranger danger. Drop
So-
whatever you're doing and go do what I tell you.
so he goes, yeah, if you could perhaps bring me a certain kitty cat, I'd be amenable to having this. What is it you said? Wager. He said, picks up a scalpel.
Yeah, I will say that one might be a little tough, but I will say I'm coming
You
on.
know,
I'm coming
it's like
across a
I
lot of bodies
really,
in the near future. A lot
really,
of
I heard that
interesting
you hang out.
subjects.
He kind of puts a finger to your lips. Really, I heard that you hang around with a lot of strays.
I bet he just washed his hands often.
Hmm.
No,
Nate,
it's
Nate,
a very
you put me
bloody latex glove.
Congrats, you have
Can
the
you-
AIDS.
Can you put me on for a second with this fucking swine, this hog, this subhuman? Don't tell him I said that. Can you put me on with this gentleman real quick?
Pig, I have an odd request for you. I can't move my hands right now, but I have someone who would like to join our conversation.
Oh, he kind of looks at you. Oh, certainly. Since this is what is it? This is a is it a PG-13 or rated R or AA series? There's a lot of screaming on the other end, and then like you hear Professor Pig. It's like, hello, who am I speaking to right now?
Hey, this is Hecate. Thank you
Oh.
for taking my call right now.
Nate,
If you
Nate,
don't,
it's not that bad. Stop screaming. No. I'm already stopping the blood flow. Don't worry about that.
oh no, that's like super good. Because if you didn't, there'd be bigger problems for you in your future. So here's the deal. If you wanted to have like a conversation with us, you totally could have if you would have come to us like a human and not a fucking
Oh
animal.
no. You
Huh?
misunderstand
Yes,
me.
Mr. Pig, who names himself after an animal. Not only an animal, but like the worst kind of animal. Have you ever heard what we call cops?
Can
Baby boy, that's you! Oh my god, you're like the GCPD!
Nate, stop
Anyway,
crying.
you
He
flip around and
says.
find out. I'm not crying. He's fine. You know what? Baby boy, he's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry,
It's just a
sport.
nick. It's just a nick. He says. He says.
no.
To you. So,
Oh my
all
god.
you're
Can
hearing
we
is
hear
Nate
her?
crying on the other end.
Yeah,
can
no,
we hear her talking to him?
absolutely. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can hear her being like, "Hey, Professor Pig, shut the fuck up."
Oh my god.
You know what's happening.
Hecate?
So, like,
The
don't
adults
worry about it.
here
Oh
are
my
having
god.
an
Army right now.
important conversation, Nate.
Yeah, I'm just like saying, if you want to work with us, like this isn't the way to go about it, you know? Like we're totally amenable. But this isn't the way to go about working with Pandora's box. Because if you open the
Whoever
box,
said I wanted to work with you?
then why the
No,
fuck are you
no.
here? Baby boy, do
Your
you
friend,
want the bats on your head?
your friend here came
Mhm.
knocking at my door,
Did he?
and
Are you
yes, he
sure?
did. Yes, he did. Quite sure.
Sweetie, I'm so
My,
sorry your ears are bad.
it's like that. He kind of says he says your friend came knocking at my door, and
Uh-huh.
I've been without guests for some time. It's like I'm amenable to some sort of arrangement if you want him back, but
Wait, oh my god, wait, hold on. Do you want guests? Is that what you want?
he says, "Well, I have been
Oh, have you been
desiring.
lonely? Have you been so lonely?
I'm thinking I might need to get a cat." He says,
A cat?
"A cat."
Well, how do you feel about fuck?
Bat.
Hold
A
on.
bat.
A bat? Okay, how do you feel about rodents? How do you feel about bats?
It's like I'm not into rodents, unfortunately.
Oh my
I
god,
te-
could we convince you?
I tell
How
you
would you
what,
feel? How would you feel if we give you some practice? Practice before some cats, you know?
you talk
You
to your
don't
parents.
Bats before
No,
cats.
you're gonna
Bats
listen
before
to me
cats?
now, Miss whoever you are.
Oh, I'm
I've been
Hecate.
very
Please call me
kind.
Miss.
Fine, Miss
Okay.
Hecate. You're gonna listen to me right now. I have been very
Huh?
kind and very courteous to you right now. And
No, of
I'll
course.
say this only once.
Uh-huh.
Talk to your pair of strays and then then get back to me.
No,
If
wait, that's
if
not
they
what I was talking about. If
he
you
says,
look, do you
okay,
not want
I'm
I
hanging
look,
out now. He says,
baby. They put them back on. They put him fucking back on. He needs to practice. He's so
Have I
untouched.
passed out?
He's
you
so
Did he
passed
out of
out
put
from you so
Did he
passed
put
out.
the earpiece back in?
No, he's putting the ear back down on the tray.
Oh! I didn't realize he cut his ear off, but
Ooh,
that
that's a
makes
rough one.
math
total
about this,
sense.
baby.
Oh, whoops. Wait, I didn't get to math about this. Anyway.
Gonna sew it back on.
He
Poor
might
Nate.
sew it
You've
back
heard
on.
all of this.
Yeah,
I
I
am
tried
never
to
putting
stop.
Renee
I
on
tried
the
to say
phone ever
no,
again.
no.
Look, Renee is so hot, she's intimidating to other people. That's why her charisma is so low. Anyway,
But he can't see you.
it doesn't matter. I'm not a VA.
If the
Leave me alone.
hotness is the intimidating part, he needs to see it.
It's in
All
the
right.
baby boy. Which I don't have because I'm not a voice actor. Anyway, guys, I just saw everybody like lose their minds. Get the fuck, get out, leave me alone, Don't talk to me. Anyway, but in this process, Renee, in fact, is a multitasker. I can't hold on, my microphone's back. Is a multitasker and has been trying to has essentially triangulated where Nate's comm is coming from and has found out where he is.
Well, we know where his ear is. We don't know where the rest of him is.
No, wherever his comm is, where I've been talking to Pig, is where you can find him. I'm assuming. Look, I bullshit, terrible, mommy Tommy my way through a conversation. I feel like I get plus 25 on whatever roll I make. About where Nate is.
I just can't believe we're on episode 3 and I'm losing body parts.
Also true.
Oh. You sweet
Okay.
summer child. You
Anyway,
haven't played with us
I
long
feel
enough.
like I get a big bonus to whatever like interface roll I have to make to find out.
Oh, okay. So how much of this conversation did you share with the rest of the crew?
So we are in an open comm vaguely situation where I
Oh,
can hear what
jeez.
everyone's doing. And the second I heard bad stuff happen and I said, "Hey, put me on the call," everyone
Followed
has
by
heard
screaming,
everything.
followed by Professor Pig saying, "No, Nate, stop screaming. I'm stopping the bleeding. Just relax."
If not before that, basically
Yeah.
the second Nate's comm came online, because he's been essentially the second I heard Nate be like, "Hey, sir, why am I bondage to a table? I have put full communication across the 5 of us." So everyone's fully aware of the conversation from Nate being like to my terrible attempt at helping failed. In the
Everything's-
Sorry,
arms.
technical.
Everything's great
Difficulties.
for Nate.
I'm not a voice. Nate's fine. I'm not a voice actor.
Everything's great for Nate.
I just had no idea Nate
No,
was in
I
such a bad
definitely
spot.
was
The quote for
trying to
today's
say,
episode, Baby boy,
Hecate,
I'm not a
don't
voice actor.
stop.
Hey, I'm not a voice actor. Baby
Oh, okay.
boy.
So
What are you
Hey.
doing?
Gray's internet went down, so I'm gonna go to the wait scene real quick.
Yar.
All right, we're gonna take
Break
a quick
time.
break.
So yes, sorry
Thus
about
ended
that.
the story of Nate.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Nate
We had
died,
some
and
we're
I'm not
back.
allowed to try
technical
and do anything ever again. And no,
we
no,
had some technical
God.
difficulties, so we do apologize. We're back into the game of things. Here, Renee
So I
is
did
kind of
it
like
gladly. It's not that I
paused-
wasn't allowed to. By the
paused
way.
negotiation, to put it mildly. All right, so what you trying to track down where Nate is at this point?
Yes. So
Yes.
the second Nate came online, knowing that he's been kind of MIA for our group at least too long of a time. The second I can hear something from his comm, I'm immediately like listening to their kind of like inane conversation. Not inane insofar as like bad, but inane as in like, they've got it handled, it's fine. And now I'm trying to not flirt with the barista. But he comes online and I go, yes, I need to find where Nate is because I don't know where he is. The second he was like, oh no, I've been tracking where he is or trying to find where he is.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
So I don't know how much time has accrued into me between, oh no, Nate's comm is online, to, I should stop trying to charisma things. That has occurred, but that whole time, I've been trying to find out where he is.
Fair enough. So make another interface roll for me then.
Interface.
Bring up
With
Shit.
dominatrix
How about
bonus?
I stop, please? I'm so bad. Risky or controlled?
risky.
I'm assuming
Very
risky.
risky.
Oh wait, no, don't look at that. Hold on, wait, go cancel. Hold on, I think I did. I risky standard? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull on the random non in my stat sheet fact that I'm hot. To have distracted this man with the terrible
Overcome
talk.
without Ken.
Overcomes out of a bloody ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yar.
Different strokes.
No! Put the Rip Nate Trannis sign away. Get out of here. I'm trying. Can I get a bonus
For what?
for trying really
The wrong
hard?
DM.
I know, but look, no. I will always ask. I'll always ask.
But can I get advantage for what? Just
Can I
because I
have
want
advantage
it.
because I asked you? Because I tried really hard. Because okay, the actual answer is because I'm a tech genius who wouldn't not know where all of my team is.
Just we'll roll and see what happens.
Okay, so by the way, bonus dice 0. I can't see what I rolled.
424.
424. So
you
4 is the
got
highest.
you got an idea that is near the Morrison Harbor somewhere.
Okay. Let me close 12.
You're not exactly certain as to where, but it's somewhere around there. You might be off route by a fair bit. You're honestly there's a like the big reason is it's like you figure, hey, it's probably there because there's like a hospital very close by. At least you're hoping it's near a hospital. What he's doing.
Wait, where's okay, hi. I can't read this map. Where's Morrison Harbor?
If you look to between Old Gotham and Somerset, near where
Oh,
New
okay.
Gotham is,
So can
that's
I at least
Morrison
tell? Can I tell what side?
Harbor. You think it's close? Probably on the Somerset side of things.
Okay. So I can at least give them Somerset side. So I tell them, hey, by the way, Somerset side, and I assume by a hospital, which I can see on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's no, I remind it's Tompkins Clinic. And then the font goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I give them a general estimation of where I believe Nate is, and I continue to check where Nate is while they go. But it's that thing of I give the code, I don't care what you're doing, leave in a second right now.
Dope.
Be rude.
We're going.
It's more important.
Yeah, so this was all happening while we were still there, right?
You had just left the meeting with Bob's Saget or Sajak, I should say.
Sajak.
Sajak. Yeah, it's not Bob Sag.
Before we go into that, I will say that Renee keeps saying that she can get him so many test subjects through the earpiece, loud enough that he can it's vaguely hearable. Because why I as a human, me, is very loud.
Yeah. But
Look, you must be getting at this coffee shop.
if that conversation
Yeah.
was unfolding especially with the fact he says he's looking for a cat and you got a pair of strays, I
Mhm.
think somebody in the group might be a little bit apprehensive about what's just this unfolding.
No, that's fair. Just
Yeah, no,
as
that's
a
why
side-
I was literally trying to interject to tell her, don't do that. Please don't say that. But she was
Yeah.
not listening.
No, she was not listening. She's like, I can get you other subjects to practice. Basically, it was the idea of
Bat
I can
before
get you
cats.
subjects. Yeah, bats before cats. Practice before you get the cats in to get the cats perfect. Was the idea she was trying to yell, and she's basically still yelling that over the comms as all of this goes down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as we're moving, I'm assuming we're driving fast. Whoever's driving, I'm
You
gonna.
drive.
Yeah, I can drive. That's fine. I am also gonna use a fun little thing. A hound ability is normally you have animals or whatever hunting pet, but since it's Gotham, I got a little drone guy, and I'm gonna use my remote camera drone. I know the general area. I'm gonna use that little bad boy to hunt and find out the exact building that Pig is probably in.
So make your hunt roll.
All right, and I also get +1 to effect, so I'm assuming
Can
it would
I?
be.
Have given boosts to that based on the information I gave.
You
Yeah.
say no.
It would be risky or
Sound
controlled.
fair?
It's risky. This is
Can
a risky venture at this point.
Risky
What's going on?
business.
Can I give controlled based on the fact that I gave them a very narrow space?
Yes, I'll let that slide.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's controlled great because I get +1 effect because I'm good at hunting people. All right, and I don't need bonus dice. I'm already rolling 3. 5, 6, 3. So there's a 6, baby. Where's Pig at?
Okay, and a
Woo.
5. So yeah, you start explore using your drone to scout out the Morrison Harbor front, looking for anything that could possibly lead you to Nate's whereabouts. It's the middle of the day still because you had a 1 o'clock in the afternoon appointment with Bob Sajak.
Where's
So
Vanna White?
Vandal White.
Vandal White,
so-
Vandal
so-
White, Vandal Savage.
so
Is
yeah,
that DC or
you're looking around and you're trying to find where he is, and you're checking out all the warehouses near the harborfront with your drone, and you come across this one in particular that seems to catch your interest because there's a lot of heat coming from that particular warehouse. Like when you looking on the thermal graphics, like it's supposed to be abandoned and it's producing an abnormal amount of heat for something that's not supposed to have anything activity in it whatsoever.
All right, I'll let them know. All right, I think I found a place right up here. Get ready to go.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we have a stash of weapons and bullshit in the van.
Sure.
I'm gonna load it out.
I'm going in heavy. Let me tell you, heavy load for
I'm
this
going
guy.
in normal, but
I'm going in normal.
5 things.
All right. So some of you going hot, some of you are going in normal. Are you sneaking your way in? What exactly is going on?
So my only concern, I'll do okay. We need to
I'm-
get Nate first. I mean, we could deal with Pig when we get in there, but want to make sure he's secure.
Want a distraction?
I mean, I can also just, I'm trying to figure out who goes in and gets him and who fucks with Pig.
Really quick, when you guys find the exact location, do you tell
Yeah,
Renee?
yeah.
I assume you tell Renee.
Yeah.
So
You
to
would
go
follow us on the
perfect.
computer.
So to blanket all of this, Renee tries to get as much tech access as she can. So any camera on entrances or any building cameras around the buildings, if she can find inside, even better. But yeah, so to basically, I'm here to give people either regular roles or support on their roles.
All right, fair enough. So who's sneaking in again? Who's going in hot?
Ask what-
I like. Do we have the?
Oh fuck. Wait, you
Trying
said
to
this is
think.
a warehouse?
It is a warehouse, and
Do we
it
have
looked-
Nyx going quiet and Zeus
Well,
and Artemis?
Where were you getting the heat signature?
insides. Looks like in a specific room, possibly in the basement.
Basement? Okay. All right.
Was our do we have sewer maps?
Yes, we do. We always have sewer maps.
Do we know if there's any
Is there an
lower
entrance?
access?
There are lots of different access points, like underground access points in this area. A lot of like storm drain tunnels and what have you. Considering it's up near the harbor front.
Should we take one of those? We take the one that we think will get us closest to the heat signature.
Let me just roll die here.
Yeah, if we think it's a faster route.
All right.
Keep in mind we do
So-
have sewer maps.
It's a labyrinth of tunnels beneath beneath this part of Gotham. But you pick one that you believe is the one that will get you in there the quickest. So you at this point it doesn't sound to me like there's any stealth in your operation. You're just trying to get to Nate as soon as possible, right?
I don't want to be quiet
I'm
until
trying
we
to
have
get
to be
as-
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't want to be slow. I want to get in quick, and once we get closer to where I think
Okay.
he might be able to hear more,
So
try to sneak in and
you start hastily making your way down the tunnels, approaching the basement of the warehouse. You start hearing opera music playing in the echoing down the tunnels from the basement itself. As you're hastily approaching, Maggie's
I
trying to
survey
stealth.
the area.
Certainly.
Click that one, and I go back to. Oops.
Mike's gonna roll a 1 and another
Risky?
map story comes up.
Risky gray.
Yes.
Standard.
Yes.
Again, I'm doing my best to alleviate as much of that kind of role as possible.
It's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay. You're trying to survey the situation. There does not appear to be any alarms or any traps.
Okay.
I'm
Just
also
trying to see
using
if-
a sonic dampener to help
Sounds good.
muffle the sound in the area that I'm in.
Okay. So the three of you creep forward with Renee on comms, and you come into what looks like an operating theater. Like an this warehouse basement has been turned into an operating theater. There's a whole bunch of surgical tools on a tray. There's a old fashioned record player that's playing out the opera music, and there's like a small little coffee table next to it with a large plush armchair. And it looks like there's a book that's left half read on top of it. However, there is no while you're looking around, you notice that there is no operating table. But on the tray next to the operating table, you can see a certain earbud with a bit of blood on it.
So, given my backstory,
Mhm.
what would I know about how he operates?
He's a very terrifying person who does unspeakable things to other human beings.
But he
For not
does his
only
work
for his
in the main place. Is it out of character for the thing to be moved?
no, he moves quite frequently. Whether this is for his own pleasure or whether somebody's paying him to do it, you don't know at this
We
point.
can confirm this is one of our buds.
Yes, very much so. And
I will
as
pick
you're
it up and
looking,
kind of listen to it. And
No, wait. Did you go in?
are we not going in? Are we already? I thought we were already in.
I
well,
thought that we came across and we see it.
you see it. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Corbin's
Wait,
walked into the room at this point to pick up the earbud.
God,
All right.
I've tried to
As
stop him.
goes to do that, there's one of those old-fashioned rotary phones on top of the coffee table, and it starts ringing.
I look back at the other two.
No, you don't. You don't see me. I am slinked off somewhere. I'm gonna try and see if there's another nearby room or something.
I'll answer the
Or if there's
fucking
a
phone.
blood trail from
All right. You
thing.
answer the phone. It's like, "Hello there." You hear in a very pleasant tone. I take it that you've arrived at my operating theater. Can you wave for the
Seems-
camera?
I bow. I look around. Do I see the
Such a
camera?
gentleman. Yeah, in a little corner of the room up high, you can see like one of those little security cameras,
Wireless, wired in. What are we talking?
wireless.
Okay. So I know you could be potentially viewing it remotely,
Mhm.
not closed caption or closed.
Such a gentleman. So much better than the last person I spoke to. It's like, so then, yes, your friend is currently in my care. You need not worry. I will be returning him to you shortly. It's like, please send my regards to the kitty cat, and tell her that we'll be seeing each other soon.
He just kind of like
Which kitty cat?
stares at the camera and then hangs up the phone, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I assume that was pretty much his
Meanwhile,
end of his conversation there when he said that.
Pretty much.
I know that Hecate is MIA, but I would have been trying to say, hey, he's got cameras in here. First, the tracer. I don't know what. Can you see where he's coming from? Like where he might be.
We'll look around the
Yes.
area, see if we can see any. Like, he's obviously bleeding quite profusely, so do we see a blood trail heading
Yeah,
in the
I'm looking
direction?
for. I need a blood trail.
There's no like there's blood where the operating theater was. You don't see a blood trail from there, but you know that Professor Pig. I should say, one of you knows that Professor Pig is an exceptionally skilled surgeon. Could easily stop a bleed relatively quickly.
Just
Other
cauterized wound.
rooms. Are there other rooms like branching
There are
off or?
multiple access tunnels leaving this operating theater, as I said previously.
Oh, so it's there weren't doors.
No.
It was just like
Tunnels.
one giant atrium in the center of like a bunch of access
Pretty
tunnels.
much.
I
Okay.
look over.
Can I
I look
perform
over
a
to
feat of
Artemis.
acrobatics to try and get up to the camera?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. Well, if I have to, I'll use gymnast.
Yeah. So, no, by all means, like you clamber up to where that corner where the camera is. What are you doing?
I
You're
also want
looking
to
right.
inspect it to see if there's a. Oh fuck.
Hmm?
Well,
Hmm?
I don't have a digital veil.
It looks like
Shit,
just
nope. Just got the. I'm wearing advanced optics. My actual face isn't
yeah. It
there.
looks like it's it looks like it's one of those like it's not a
I'm
super
being
expensive,
stealthy.
but it's a rather reasonable quality wireless security camera. One of those ones that you can just situate in wherever you want. Sort of
The blink
small,
camera.
portable.
Does it look
Yeah.
like there's like a tracking, like a tracking bug or anything
No, it
that I
does
can
not.
see?
It also does. It's also has a fixed angle. It doesn't look like it can move left or right or up and down. But the angle is situated right into the operating room or operating theater.
I've taken it.
You're taking it? Okay. All right. Are you guys
I
doing
might want to take the
any?
back. As she goes to take it, Corbin kind of comes over and like remove the batteries.
So
That way we can't be tracked, but we can give it back to Hecate
Hmm.
later to potentially
Yeah.
trace
so
it. But I don't want him tracing us.
so
Yeah.
sit. Unless I take it you're heading back
Oh,
to.
is there any like I don't know, like an SD card or anything in it that records?
There probably is an SD card. Yes.
Okay, right, cool.
Yeah, that's a good point because it probably have a
'Cause
backup
then we
SD
could
card.
see, and we might see like where he went, and can use that
Mhm.
to get an idea.
Okay. So I'm gonna say. So I take it you're bringing the SD card back to Hecate at that point.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? All
Well,
right.
I'm gonna look over to our tracking boy and be like, "What's the plan? Proceed? Retreat?"
Yeah, I get. Is there before we leave? Is there anything I can pick up? Any trail? Any whatever?
You can make a hunting roll if you want.
I will.
That's what you do.
It goes up +1, so that goes risky. Great. Boop. 642. Ready to go.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, you think you like it takes you a bit, like looking around and that, but you think you can see scuff marks down one of the tunnels that might have been made by the wheels of an operating table.
How long did it take us to get there from where we were?
Well, it took you from the end of that conversation that you had with Renee had with Professor Pig. Probably took you 20 minutes to half an hour to get there. Then you took about 20 minutes to stealthily make your way to or I should say, then
So
it'd
he's had
take
about an
maybe.
hour.
Actually, we'll say he's probably got 2 to 3 hours on you because
Fuck, he
there
could be
had to be
anywhere.
a drone surveillance along the harbor front to find out which warehouse he was in and everything else. Right?
So he's probably long gone.
Yeah. But I mean, since we're leaving anyways, I guess we'll just follow that tunnel, and it probably won't make a difference, but might as well, since we
Yeah.
have to leave regardless. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna cut back to Nate. Nate, you are currently in a bit of in shock right now, shaking a bit uncontrollably.
On how shitty your friends are.
Oh, we take
Being
his ear too.
his ear
The
isn't
ear's
Put it
not
on
okay.
there.
ice.
he's
His
fine.
ear
Your
is
Oh,
butt.
okay.
He's fine.
So you're being wheeled in a wheelchair, fairly incoherent and out of it, as you get wheeled up to the back of an emergency room at like the ER doors at Gotham City Hospital. Where Professor Pig is like there. You've been such a such a great, wonderful guest, Nate. Thank you very much. He says, "Here's the bucket of ice. Your ears in there. They should be able to put it back on." He says, "Please sleep." He says, I know you're in shock right now, and I know everything's really incoherent, but I need you to relay a message to the kitty cat, or the kitty cat for me. Can you do that for me, Nate? He says, and you nod of it. Good, good. Can you tell her that I'm coming for her? And we're gonna have an awful lot of fun together.
I pass back
Wonderful.
out.
All right. I gotta wait till Renee gets back.
Okay.
Which kitty cat? Damn it!
I mean, we can only
One of you
assume.
has them set as an enemy, right?
Yeah, but there's a bigger kitty cat that we're the strays. I
He's
think.
That's
yeah.
what I thought too.
He's cutting
but
off Nate's ear to
apparently I
get to
was wrong.
Catwoman. Someone. I mean, I guess we might have an affiliation with Catwoman. You might be right. I don't know.
I don't know.
So he said to tell her I'm coming for her.
And
Never know.
we're gonna
You'll
have
never
a
know I don't
wonderful
survive
time
this
together.
night. You'll never
All
know
right.
I don't survive this night.
We'll tell Erica when she gets back. Renee would probably find out an hour or so later that so we're gonna say late evening. She finds out that Nate has been admitted to Gotham City Hospital's ER. And you know what? Because I'm feeling because it was no fault of your own. That and Professor Pig is such a excellent surgeon, and the cut was so clean. They're stitching your ear back.
Well, that's nice.
So
God,
how do
Nate
we?
tries to make a friend and loses an ear and gets a
If we
scar.
give him Catwoman, will he join our team as our medic?
Oh my god,
No?
that'd be terrifying.
Jimmy Hart, I know you have a cold. You have to see the doctor.
I don't want
No
to
one
see
will
the
get
doctor.
sick.
He's
The
like,
Oh,
doctor's
you want
gonna
to call
kill
in
me.
sick? Our doctor makes house calls.
None of your crew ever calls in sick again because they're too
Nope.
terrified to have to go to the doctor for the note.
You need a doctor's note.
No,
God,
not
we're gonna
that.
give all
We
the
said we
bliss
get health
trade to the
benefits.
jokers. We're giving Professor Pig everything he wants.
Uh,
Do we want to maybe take a quick intermission?
yeah, let's take a
Yeah.
quick intermission until Erica gets back so she can freak out over all this.
Yeah.
Hit that screen.
Hello, welcome back. We've just had a brief discussion. Unfortunately, one of our players, Erica, is indisposed at the moment, so we've chosen to end this session a little early this evening. I'm terribly sorry about the inconvenience, but please tune in next time to see what happens with all these recent events that have unfolded, to learn the fate of poor Nate, as well as to determine how the operation unfolds with the tedious alliance between Pandora's Box and the Jokers against the infamous Bat Boys. Till then, take care and have fun.